And get it right over to Jason Burton, because we go from one basketball expert to right now the guy that is living a good life. Coach, 21 wins. If you put a year to a win, your team or your record is now not only old enough to drive a car, it's not only old enough to vote, it can go buy a beer, and it can die for its country.
Yeah.
Hopefully none of the latter. But 21 straight. Congratulations. And you were tied with Susie Nouse now for the most wins in program history.
Man, God is good. That's all I can say. God has been really, really good to me and to this team. And man, I'm so proud of this team, because I thought that I didn't think we responded the right way in practice yesterday. I didn't think we responded the right way in our shoot around this morning. And it's tough because you're on such an emotional high on Thursday. That was we poured everything we had in the Thursday night's game, and with the crowd here and the emotions that came with that, it was such a big win. Sometimes it's tough to turn around and then get geared up for another really, really good game. I mean, Angelo State is a really good team, and we had to give everything we had again today to get that win. And so really proud of our team, of how we found a way, we dug in, we played our tails off today, we fought, we scrapped, and we found a way to get a win.
Coach, you built up a big lead early, as many as 19 in the second quarter alone. That had to help a little bit, because you knew they were going to push back. But perhaps if it had started out in a tight game and all the way, and then they had that fourth quarter run, it's a different affair.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we did a really good job of finding ways to get out in transition. I thought we did a better job of kind of keeping more high. We made it more difficult in the first half for her to score. In the second half, I mean, she was just getting paint touch after paint touch, deep seals. And it's tough to guard her for 40 minutes, but what you can expect is, I mean, we did enough of a good job in the first half to kind of build us. And that, I mean, every good team is going to make a run. And we said the same thing. Lubbock Christian had a huge third quarter versus us, and they're a great ball club. And it's the same thing. This is a team that's been to the NCAA tournament year after year. And so they're going to make a run, and it's about how we respond. And I thought in the fourth quarter we bounced back, we responded the right way, and found a way to pull out the win.
Talk about the play, your bigs, because everybody had to get in there and help against D. Moore today. You had Alexis Bryant, the primary defender, on her, but we saw Juliana Lewis sliding in to help out a bit, and then you had Desiree Devine out there to get her baptism by fire.
Jocelyn Pierce had her turn. We threw every big that we had at her, and we had to, because I mean she did a great job of drawing fouls and drawing contact. She's a load. I mean, it's tough to not let her get deep position, and but I did think that we did a good job of trying to wear her out. I thought help side wise we probably could have did a little bit better job from our guard standpoint, but it's tough because this is a team that they spread you out with shooters, and it's tough as a player. Like, you don't want to give up the three, you don't want to be the one that doesn't close out right and be able to contest their threes. But all in all, I thought we did a pretty good job of keeping them off the glass, because that's a big thing too. When they missed, don't give them the second chance shot. And I thought we were able to get out of transition when we did rebound the ball. And I thought, again, man, one of those games that we took care of the basketball, didn't turn it over. We forced some turnovers. And again, that was those two things, the rebounding and the turnovers, were the difference in the game for us.
20 turnovers by Angelo State, 8 by your squad. And then in the steals category, a 13-2 advantage overall in that. And oh my, look at the points off of turnovers. Lions with a big advantage, 26-9. You keep pulling another gun out. That's all I can do.
Our point guard play was huge today. I thought, Alexis Bryant's been such a big scorer for us, and somebody that you can count on for baskets. And it's tough when you got to go against somebody with that size and that defensive type player. But I thought our point guards did a really good job of stepping up and scoring the ball, and not just scoring, but finding the open person, taking care of the basketball. Deani Robinson and Madison Glass played a heck of a game. And I thought when they went small, when Angela went small, I thought that Desiree Colonel, moving her to 5, did a great job of taking advantage, and she scored in the paint, and she was very effective for us today as well.
Now Colonel ending up, find her line, 13 points and 3 rebounds. She also had 3 steals. The thefts, though, they were huge, and it wasn't, just the usual suspects. Alexis Jones led the team with 4 of them today.
Yeah,
they're good hands up and down that lineup.
She played a big game, and I'm so glad that when that screen that she got hit on at Lubbock Christian that kind of took her out the game for a little while, that wasn't anything more serious because we needed her today. She was on fire in the first half, 10 points in the first half, hit some big threes, but she's always just a defensive spark plug for us. She's such a good defender for us, and for her to get 4 steals, I mean, that transition was going to be key for us today. We knew that. We wanted to make Moore have to run with us. We thought that we could have some advantages, and we thought the paint would be a little bit more open in transition, and those 4 steals helped to lead to some of those easy baskets for us.
Madison Glass, when she started making her attacks to the basket in the second half, the first few rounds of that weren't working out too well for her, Coach. But she kept after it, absorbed the hits, and then got to the line.
She's so fearless, man. She's so tough. I love that kid. I mean, she's going to do what it takes to win. And, the thing about her is she makes such good decisions. She makes timely decisions. And I thought that was the biggest area from last year that she had to clean up was her decision-making skills. And she's making winning plays for us right now. And she saw the times where she had to take over, where she could go and get past that first line of defense, and then she really did a good job of reading help. If Moore wasn't by the basket, she was going and trying to get an easy layup, and she did a really good job. And I thought she shot her mid-range game with confidence, and then she turned around and she guarded like she always does. And her play this year has been huge for us.
Your freshman, you got more than one, of course, but Deani Robinson got to go head-to-head with another freshman, Sawyer Lloyd from Angelo State, and there are some people that think very highly of her. Kind of the first look at 2 of the best in the league going head-to-head, and I think yours came out on top.
Sawyer's a really good player. She's a really good player, a player that we looked at during the recruiting process, and very talented. But I think our style of play is just a little bit different. I think that from other teams in our league, and the way we pressure up and the way we play so many minutes, I think Deani's stat line, and Colonel's stat line would be different if we heavily played minutes. But we share the minutes. We play a huge rotation, and I think that's part of what's been able to help us sustain this run. Because to win 21 games in a row, you gotta have some depth. You got to be able to overcome injuries. You got to be able to overcome fatigue at times, and we have such an unselfish team and such a deep team that sometimes our stat lines don't necessarily show how talented our players are because they're playing in limited minutes. But I'm really proud of both the freshmen, how they play, how they continue to play, and I think Commerce, Texas has something special to see for the next 3 years after this year.
Ajong Tak, 9 points, 7 rebounds in 14 and a quarter minutes. That's back-to-back extremely solid games out of her. And fearless, too.
Yeah.
She's not bigger around than a second, but she gets up there with D. Moore and some of the burlier posts in the league, and she will never back down.
The biggest thing for Ajong in her development has just been her health, man. They were finally in a stretch of her career that she's been able to stay healthy. She's been able to stay on the floor. Her first 2 years, it was an ankle this, a knee tweak, and just little things that have kind of kept her off the floor. But now she feels healthy. She feels good. Man, she makes so many plays in the backcourt. She makes it so tough. She's a big reason why they had those 20 turnovers today because of just her energy. Go trap the point guard, go sprint back and get in front of your man. And then the way she's scoring the ball with confidence. She's playing with confidence right now, and she's creating a lot of havoc on both ends. On offense, if she doesn't get the ball, she's always flying to the offensive boards and either trying to get the rebound or trying to get a deflection so we can get the rebound. And she's a huge part of our team, man. Great play all around from our team.
Coach, you got a week between games now and an opportunity to catch your breath.
Yeah.
It was a sprint through January. I don't know how we got to the 1st already of February, but here we are. You don't have to play Thursday or do a scout.
No. And I think it's going to be good for everybody to recharge. It's going to be good for the staff to get a chance to take a deep breath for a second. They know the next time we play somebody, we're playing somebody for the second time. And so it's not as hard of a scout because you're kind of familiar with them a little bit already. You're going to go back and really watch, their last couple games, but what we did versus them the first time. And then get our players a chance just to get away. Go get healthy, go take care of academics. Take a break from basketball, live life for a second, and be able to come back. We won't see the floor Monday or Tuesday. We'll come back Wednesday and really start putting our game plan, and we'll go from there.
Coach, outstanding effort today. This 2-game swing with Lubbock Christian and Angelo State. Today's game had all the marks of a trap
Yeah.
game. All you have to do is ask your buddy Josh Prock up in Portales.
No question. It's like I said, it's so tough because it's such an emotional win, that first win. And I can't imagine what it was for Prock because they were number one in the country in some polls at the time. They were undefeated. They were riding that undefeated streak from last year. And to have that win on their floor in Portales, I know that was big. And it was an overtime game, too. And then you got to turn around and you're like, man, I got to play Angelo State. And they hadn't played as many games earlier. They didn't play in the regional tournament, so they don't have as many wins as they normally would. But Angelo's a good team, and this is a team that's going to be playing in the postseason. I'm sure of it.
All right. Coach, thanks for coming over for the visit. It's always a pleasure and always a treat. We'll do it again in a week from today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jason Burton, head coach, A&M